This is day 75 of trying to get to 2000 ELO on chess.com. I'm currently rated 1827 and I'm versing someone rated 1865. And I'm playing an opening that's extremely annoying. I hate when people put their bishop here as their first move because that completely counters how I play. So because I always push c4, and so now that my knight is here because I needed to block his bishop, it ruins everything basically. So if you're ever playing me, that's exactly what you should play. And I'll take this bishop and move my knight and then push. I might have to move my bishop actually, or maybe moving my rook. Well, I'll push c4 now, and hopefully I'm not blundering anything. And then I'll just take with the pawn if he takes. I might have to move my rook. So I'll push, and I hope he either pushing or takes both look good for me. Pushing just closes the position, weakens his structure, and taking just puts my knight into a good spot. So both of his moves suck. I have to be extremely careful though because I need to make sure that this pawn is defended, because if he ever takes it, I take, the bishops see each other. So I have to make sure. I might actually move my rook to guard my bishop so that there's no weird sacrifices in the future. I'll move back, and I'll have to move my knight because that knight is just terrible. It looks like he's creating some type of threats on the queen side, so maybe I'll have to do something about that. I know I said I needed to defend my bishop, but I'm gonna quickly go and threaten. Sorry, not threaten, but put my knight into, I think, a better spot. I'm kind of hoping that he pushes these pawns, but he decides to just move his queen. I'll push a3. I'm gonna have to move my knight back probably soon because I think he'll attack it. Although I don't really think this pawn push is a good move. Okay, so he starts off with this pawn push. I wasn't really worried about this because I thought I had this, but if he just moves his bishop back, then that actually looks kind of dangerous. It's not very useful there, so I'll move my knight to a different spot. This knight's occupying more squares that are important. Like he might go for this pawn push in the future, so I'll move my queen up one square to connect the rooks, and maybe I'll push b4. So that move looks interesting because he's trying to go for this pawn push. I take, maybe his pawn takes. It seems wrong though. I kind of just want to put my rook to e1 and then push this pawn once they have pushed. I don't know if I should copy him though, and maybe move this rook. This pawn is free. Like that's just a free pawn over here. But he'll push. Actually, I'm just gonna take this. That's just a free pawn. And then I'll probably just take. Actually, maybe not though, because then he would be threatening the fork. But he's still threatening a fork anyways. I don't know. Okay, so he pushes. He's threatening a fork. So I'll take. And then I'll probably move my knight again because he's still threatening a fork. He takes with the knight. Insane. So he's attacking this knight, which isn't defended, but he's also attacking this knight, which I wouldn't really want him to take that. So I'm not really sure what knight to take with though. Maybe I'll take with this knight because this knight's closer to my king. Not really. That's kind of my reasoning there. And this pawn is hanging, but my king is kind of open here because if he moves his king, but this is just a free pawn. But I also want to move. Sometimes I'll go and take pawns, and my queen will be far away, and then I'll lose the game. So I kind of just want to move my queen back. But if I move my queen back, then he'll just attack my knight. Actually, I'll just take this. I'm not really sure about me taking this. It looks kind of dangerous. Moving my knight here looks not a good move because my knight has no squares to jump to. So I'll go here. If he pushes, I'll probably just take his bishop, or I could block. Takes. I guess he could take. I don't think pushing is a good move. So my next move is I need to move my queen back into my position, like very soon, or else I'll lose the game. So my queen needs to be over here, and this rook needs to be over here. Okay, so he's doubling his rooks. That does look like a threat. Maybe he'll have like some type of sacrifice in the future. Yeah, I'm just gonna move my queen back. I have to be careful though, because I might move my knight. I don't want him to, like, in the future, I don't want him to sacrifice, as even though it looks like he can't right now. That's what I'm seeing, is that I'm guessing he's trying to go here to then take this because my king is pinned, but that just looks terrible. I'm gonna push this pawn, and the idea is that if he takes, I win his queen, but he's probably just going to push. But I think that kind of, even though it gives him a passed pawn and closes my bishop at the same time, I think, I don't know what it is. It just looks good. But he plays something differently. That is such a weird move. I'm going to take that. And it looks like he could take with his knight. That looks probably like the best option. If he takes with the queen, then I'll just take because I'm up material. I guess he could take with the pawn, but taking with the knight seems like the best move. And then instead of moving this rook to the open file, I'll actually go and move my A rook to E1, because I want to guard my king more and try and win this pawn. Okay, my opponent moves the rook, pinning my king, so they're threatening to take my knight. But they're also just adding a lot of pressure onto my king. So if I were to take this with my knight, I'm attacking his queen, but his bishop can just take, and then I can take. If I can get this bishop over here, then I would say I'm probably just going to win the game. But I want to make sure I'm not missing anything. Like if I go here, he can't just move his queen here, because then I would just take. If I go here, he can't sacrifice or anything. Yeah, so I think this move is fine. And it's a fork, right? So I'm attacking two pieces at once. So it looks like he'll take, and then I'll take with the bishop. And then I'll just move my bishop back in front of my king, and I don't think there's anything he can do. Ooh. I missed that move. How did I miss that? No. Okay, so I'm still winning, but so if I take his rook, this is mate. So I probably shouldn't do that. My first move that I think of is to push this pawn so that my queen is defending. But I just want to make sure that I'm not blundering anything if I push this pawn. See, if I push this pawn, stopping mate, he moves his rook, threatening mate. But then my bishop's defending, sacrifices his rook though. But then I can just take, allow him to have the check, and then run with my king, I think. So I'll go here. So probably sacrificing wouldn't be a good move for him, but I feel like he would still play it. Okay, he goes this. So unless I'm completely missing something, I hope he just sacrifices. Because this doesn't lead to anything. It just doesn't lead to anything. Maybe this knight is a little dangerous over here. Yeah, it just doesn't... Even if he takes with the queen, it doesn't... I don't think it leads to anything. Because if he takes with the queen, he's not going to... Like, I guess he could put his rook here, but I really doesn't... Not really worried about it. So, queen takes. It does look kind of dangerous, though. I could go here. But now I have to always be calculating this check. I want to make sure I'm not missing anything once he gives me the check. I can't just move my queen here. That would be mate. I need this escape square. I'm getting low on time, so I'm going to play this. So queen check, I go here. He doesn't. It looks fine. I guess he could take that though. Check here. Check. I would have to go here. Ooh. It's hard to calculate past like 4 moves. I don't really know. But what I do know is that he's probably gonna win this pawn because his knight defends this square, so I can't go here. I have to go here. But then I could attack his queen though with my rook. Okay, he plays it differently though. This seems like a dumb move, but I'm gonna go here, allow him to take the pawn to have the rook move. This is defended by my rook. Alright, he takes the pawn. Okay, he sacks his oh my god, I missed that. I'm still up though because he's sacked, but and he has no time left, so that's good for me. I played with a 70.6% accuracy. My opponent played with a 67% accuracy. And this pawn move's a blunder. And after my pawn move, he should have sacked his rook. I take back, and then he has mate in 5. Mate in 5. I guess he does some. Yeah, he does. He has his queen move. But then I can just go here though. So then he has this check. Okay, I see. Oh my god. He had this rook sacrifice like 30 times. He had this rook sacrifice so many times because he had this, and then I just can't stop mate. Which is kind of funny because like I didn't see that at all. And then after I take his bishop, his best move is to sack his rook. So it's a draw because of this queen move, and once I move my king, he can just repeat moves. My rating is 1836, percentile 99.7, and I have 1882. Thank you for watching. I'll see you tomorrow.